Okay, here now we're going to try and look at this. Again, our key thing is we try to look for, are we dividing by 0? Okay, this is not so essential, but we're trying to focus on this one. So now we check here, x, we'll say -2 cubed plus 8. Okay, so this is going to be -8 plus 8, and then we get a 0. So if we don't know how we're getting this, there's a number of series that we looked at. So that's because this is -2 by -2 by -2. Why is it negative? This one gives us positive, and then we still have to multiply with the negative. So that's why it's -8. Okay. So we know that this one gives us negative. So now we continue. Now, here we're going to say that we're going to try and simplify the top part. So the top part is going to be 2x, common denominator. Then we have 2 plus x. Okay, so we ensure we still have our brackets. And then we have x, 3 plus 8. Now, division like this is very difficult because most people get confused. Like, what am I dividing? Is it 2x plus x divided by 2x over x plus 3? Because that's a different statement altogether. Or what am I dividing? So the easiest I would recommend is know what you've put together. Know which ones are together. So these are together, and that's singular. So just go back to basic division techniques instead of complicating it. So I'll go back to basic division technique, and I divide like this. Then I divide with that. Okay, this will flip, I'll multiply, then these two are going to combine. So I have my final answer like this. It's the easiest way, going back to basics. Like that. So that's my final answer there. Now, we have a problem here. If we put -2 here, we still get our issue here. Okay, we still get our issue here. We still have our 0 here. So what do? Let's try to factorize, because we know that what's giving us 0 is something like this. So what if we factorized it and canceled with this one? We need help. Okay, so now we're going to try and divide a factor like this one into that. But what method are we going to use? We can use synthetic, we can use long division, whichever we're comfortable with. In this case, I'll use synthetic. So remember what we said. We said that we should be careful with this. Not just to say that factor is 2. Let's equate it to 0. And then let's get the x value. The x value here will be what? X value here will be -2. And that's the one that we're going to use. Okay? That's the one that we're going to use. So we have to be careful, because sometimes you can use a factor of 2. If you use 2 here for synthetic division, then you are in trouble, because that will not give you the polynomial that you're looking for eventually. So we need to make sure that we work it out by visualizing, not just by guesswork. All right, so what are the coefficients here? We have the first one, which is x3. Again, visualize it, put a 3 there. The next one will be 0, especially when you're dealing with one that's got missing coefficients. Then again will be 0. Then we know that this is a constant, so it has nothing, right? So what did we say we used to do? We bring this one down, right? So this one times this one. Okay, it's this one times that one. It gives us -2. So this is -2. Then -2 by -2 gives us 4. We add these two, they give us 4. This gives us -8. And so we get our 0. So our quotient, okay, is going to be, this now reduces these by 1. Okay, so this is x2, this is x, and then that's a constant. So our polynomial that we find is x squared minus 4x, minus 2x rather. We can see there's a 2 here, so that's the one we use, minus 2x plus 4. You see that? Okay, that's our polynomial. So we can say now this one equal to create some space here, we're going to say this one is like this. Now remember what we did. So we said that this is going to be like that, but we also say that we maintain this. Now we've factored something out. Remember, that's our new polynomial. And then we are saying that we are multiplying with this to get that one. So what are we multiplying with? We have x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay. I hope we're following. Now we've got this factor that we can remove. So we have 1 over x squared minus 2x plus 4. But we cannot forget the 2x. Okay, or if I were to write it, I think let's maintain order. So we are still here, 2x, that's the first one, that's the first factor. The second factor is plus 4, like that. Right, so this is what we've come to. Now we can test our negative 2 again. So we'll check here. This one doesn't give me a 0. It's actually negative 4. Okay, and what about here? This one gives me 4. Because I'm replacing now with a negative 2. This one gives me plus 4. Okay. And this one also gives me plus 4. Okay. So now we see here we are going to have what? We're going to have minus 4, we're going to have 1. Okay. On top. And then at the bottom, what do we have? We have 4. Okay. I'm going to use the negative here because I'll use it already. And then here we'll have what? This is 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12. So we can see that now we get negative 1 over 48. That is our limit. Okay. So you see that this required a bit more manipulation. And as I said, I think if you cannot see these patterns yet, just look at the videos that we did on simplification, and they're all over YouTube. Simplification is all over YouTube. You can watch other channels. Just make sure that you understand and you become very good at simplification of expressions, equations. That is what brings you closer to whatever you're trying to do, whether it's solving, whether it's simplification, whether it's evaluation, whether it's, you have to be very good at seeing these patterns. And so you see here how we got to here. It was through various manipulations, and this is, it cannot be standard. It's just up to you. So I think that we can look at another example, but this was a little bit required a little bit more work than usual. All right.